What's good, crypto? I'm your host, Marvin, here to bring you a daily scoop on what's going on in crypto. This weekend, we saw Bitcoin blast through the stratosphere and pump into the magical land of $50,000. Alts also rose with it too, as Cardano hit new all-time highs. And what's next for Bitcoin is really exciting, and the altcoins will leave you screaming. With the bullishness of the market, what are we to expect? What's next? With Cardano setting all-time highs, and as we're on the precipice of this exciting bull run, we shall see, and we'll dive right in to what's next. Monday through Friday, we'll come here to educate ourselves when it comes to investing in crypto to make life-changing wealth. None of this is financial advice, just my absolute humble opinion. And I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure to do your own due diligence. So let's jump on in. Right off the bat, Bitcoin at $50,270. This is beautiful, fam. This is beautiful. This is amazing to see. We saw Ethereum blast through $3,300. It was struggling there for a while. If you just were paying attention to the charts and taking a look at what was going on this week, Ethereum was really having a rough time at breaking 3,300. So it's really exciting and good to see Ethereum over 3,300. Cardano, boy, oh boy, $2.82. We hit brand new all-time highs. I think it topped out at $2.86 this weekend. So we're just a couple cents away, and we're probably going to get to $3. I wouldn't be surprised later this week. If Bitcoin continues to rally, we're going to see some major pumpage. And you know what? Cardano has been kind of on a tear on its own. It may not need Bitcoin to get to the next level. But as we can see, I bet Ethereum maxis. I own Ethereum. I own a lot more Ethereum than Cardano, sadly. But you know what? I love Ethereum. I think it's going to be a very strong project. It's going to continue to do what it's doing. But if you look at the market cap, if Ethereum hits, let's say 400 billion, Cardano is probably going to be at 100 billion. It's only a 4x from there. So can Cardano flip Ethereum? We'll see. I don't think so. I think there's enough wiggle room there, and I think they're both fantastic projects. So we'll see. Binance Coin up a major amount in the last day. I was really excited. I was working a wedding yesterday, and when I looked at my portfolio, Binance Coin was actually at $500 yesterday. So awesome to see Binance Coin at $500, getting closer and closer to that juicy $680 all-time high. We're not too far at all. So really, really excited. My first purchase of Binance Coin was actually at $625, and I DCA'd the crap out of it. So feeling really, really good about my position in Binance Coin. I'm very, very, very green in that. As we continue to go down, Dogecoin lagging a little bit behind on the week, about down 5% in the last week. Dogecoin has been struggling a little bit, but you know what? All coins have their moment to pump, and I'll explain why. I had a really good example this morning where I looked and I was like, oh, hello, you didn't decide to move in the last, 3 weeks, but now you're up a bit. So cool to see that project, and I'll jump on that. Chainlink and Uniswap a little bit down on the week, nothing crazy, but we're up on the day. You can't really complain when you're 5% on the week, 57% up on the month. Same with Chainlink, we're down 3% on the week, 74% up on the month. Solana just chilling, consolidating around the 72, 73. A big reason why Solana pumped, I think, was the Audius connection with TikTok, but also their NFTs have been killing it. In the previous video, I mentioned I didn't know what TPS was. It actually stands for transactions per second. So it's able to handle a lot of transactions seamlessly and quickly. So they had an NFT launch called Solamas. So there you go. That's why. But as you continue to go down, it's really exciting for me to see Binance USD out of the top 10. USD is so close to getting out of the top 10. I want to see all of these stable coins out of the top 10. I don't think they deserve to be in the top 10. They're just taking up space. That's just my 2 cents. As we go down, VeChain still down on the week a little bit, but I think it's gonna be ready to pop. I think projects that have been lagging behind are ready to explode. Avalanche, if you're an Avalanche, good for you. I was not an AVAX at all, but 344% up on the month, which is insane. 140% up on the week. And if we continue to go down, we see some other great gainers. I don't own any Monero, not really interested in that project personally, but I love seeing PancakeSwap up and moving. I'm really excited about PancakeSwap. It's the largest AMM on Binance Smart Chain, so like a great place to stake. I've heard only good things about staking your PancakeSwap if you're into that. But overall, the market is looking juicy AF. Just taking a quick look at the total market cap, we are at $1.6 trillion. That's bananas, because this is a great point. On July 21st, we were at 1.19 trillion. Sorry for that weird jump. For some reason, my recorder just decided to stop. So anyways, as we continue to look forward, the fact that we've almost 2x'd, or like just increased it by $1 trillion in a month, is insane. So I think we have a lot of excitement to look forward to. I think this is going to be so cool. I think at the peak, we were at 2.4 trillion or 2.5 trillion. Not far away at all. If we were able to go up $1 trillion in a month, I think we're gonna blast through previous all-time highs of the entire market cap. So really exciting stuff to see. And if we're gonna jump straight into the crypto fear and greed index, we are at 79. Extreme fear, that is insane. Yesterday we were at 76, we're at 79. And if we take a look at 3-month, we haven't been this high in a while. I think we topped up around 80s, 90s. We were bouncing between what? We're at 79. We like went from 72 to 90, and we were there from 90 in November all the way in January. We had a little bit of a dip, back up, and then we just consolidated in the 90s, 70s, and in the 70s too. This is when we were at what's it called, all-time highs. So really exciting stuff. We have a lot of excitement to go. A lot of people are talking positively, and what's interesting too is that the Bitcoin search volume on like Google and everything is pretty low, and we're hitting these crazy numbers. We're at 50K. So why that excites me is that I think this means we're early to the party before mainstream media is really talking about Bitcoin and going like off the wall. So I think we're early to the party. I think that if we're in it now, we're going to see some insane gains. And I'm going to talk to you about why people are saying that we may hit 5 to 7x from where we are right now. That would put Bitcoin at 300 to like $350,000 Bitcoin. And I'll talk to you about my opinion on that, where I think we're going, and what I think is a realistic expectation. But again, Bitcoin will do Bitcoin, and I'm always going to say that, like, whatever the market anticipates and expects it to do, it always does the opposite. Like, people were calling for Bitcoin to drop down. We're at 47, 48K, down to like 42, 43. Did the opposite, smashed to 50K. So let's talk about resistance levels and things that I'm going to be looking for. So recently this weekend, this is on the 4-hour chart. What we can see here is that for the last couple of days, we're bouncing between, 49, couldn't break it, go down to 48, got back up, 49, tested it. We were very close to hitting 50K, hit levels of resistance, bounced back down, hit 48, went back up, tested it, and then we got down again at 48K. So with that, what that told me, what I was also like tweeting about too, I was like, I feel like 48K is going to be a level of liquidity that we tap into, people buy in, and we're just going to jump up. Because here we see that we were hitting the 48K a couple of times, 1, 2, and we hit another lower low. So you could see a little bit and lower highs too, boom, boom, boom. Developing this, if you go on the hourly, this would actually be like a descending wedge. Yeah, kind of, like you can kind of see it. People are trying to build a head and shoulders scenario here on the hourly, which is pretty ugly. But, Bitcoin decided to do what Bitcoin wanted, which is awesome. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, we were developing a really good base level down here, a touch here, a touch here, touch here. and then we bounced up to $50,000 this weekend, which was unbelievable. And if we look closer on the 4-hour chart, over the last overnight, we went up to 50,000, went back down, retested the high 49,000, bounced up again to a little bit higher, and we dipped down again to 49,000. So we kind of confirmed 49,000 as a local place of support. So I think we're gonna see some pumpage here. I think we're gonna go up to $52,000, which would be really, really good. But I say 51 to 52,000, and then probably a smaller retracement, maybe go back to 49,000, test it again, and go back up. But 52,000 may be a key level of resistance for right now, just because if we take a look at the months of May, so we're here, we're at $50,000, but I think the next point is going to be $52,000, because here, back in, let's take a look at the weekly. We are here, in the months of March, going into April. Anytime we dip down, we really kind of stopped around the $52,000 mark, and we've dipped down a little bit lower, but quickly bounced up. So I think the next level of resistance, is going to be down around the $52,000 mark. I think we're going to see that. That's been a good support in previous weeks past. So like 51,000 to 52,000 could present itself to be another level of resistance. But if we're able to go past that, I think we're going to see some really, really, really good action to come. If we're able to, on the weekly time frame, to get past 51 to 52,000, I think we're going to see some good action from Bitcoin. More specifically, 52,700 to 51 to 52.7. I'm just going to say 52.7. That's kind of the next level of resistance that I think we're going to see. I think we're probably going to bounce up from here, go up a little bit more, get another weekly candle, maybe retrace a little bit, get rejected from 52.7, go back a little bit, and get ready to bounce back up. I always think retracements are healthy, and we've seen that in the past. I mean, just take a look and look at the past couple of weeks. We go up a significant amount, we get a couple of days of retracement and bounce back up. And a couple of days of retracement is nothing. We've seen like weeks of retracement before the mega launch from January to April, like where we go 1 to 2 weeks, consolidating, going down, building support, and going up. We've only seen a couple days of that recently. So Bitcoin is doing phenomenally, and we'll see what happens. But I think we're probably going to go up to 51, 52, test that, see how we do, and then continue to go up, because there isn't too much levels of resistance. Because when we dumped back in May, we just kind of fell through everything. And there wasn't a lot of support there. So I think there's not going to be a lot of resistance on the way up, personally. But let me know what you think. Talking about Bitcoin and projections and where it's going to go, I saw this on Bitcoin Archive. The weekly MACD has finally crossed over bullish. The bands have gone to the green. Super, super bullish. We haven't seen this in a very long time. Last time we saw this was back in the middle of April, and this was actually a good indicator that, hey, this might be a good time to take profits, because we started to pull into the red. And what do you know? As soon as we started to go into the red, that's when we saw the major sell-off. We saw the major sell-off in May, and we got these indicators back in April, really towards the end of April, beginning of May. So this would have been a good time and a good indicator to look like, hey, we should probably take some profits. But then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a couple of weeks in the red. So we're finally seeing green on the weekly. And the last time we saw Bitcoin go green on the weekly, we went from 11.5 all the way to 65K. So 5x. A 5 to 7x from here, or 5.5x, something like that, would bring us up to $300,000, $350,000. That would be crazy. That would be putting Bitcoin at like a $4 to $5 trillion market cap from where it is right here. Bigger than Apple. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than Apple. But can that happen realistically? Okay. Haven't been here for a while, but I've been following my gut a lot and just like listening to a lot of different TAs, a lot of opinions. Bitcoin can do whatever Bitcoin wants, and Bitcoin could go 5.5x, 7x from here. If that happens, I'll be really, really happy and rich. Super fine with that. I don't mind being wrong and rich. But I think realistically, 2 to 3x. 3x is like pretty bullish. 2x I think is safe. I think it's pretty clear that we're going to 6 figures. Anything can happen. You know, we say that, 6 figures is in the cards, but Bitcoin could go up to 80, 90K and call it there. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But I feel that the way market is moving, before major media attention starts to get drawn in and a lot of people start buying in and more institutions and major announcements, I think 6 figures is safe. 150K is like my bullish prediction. Like everything is looking amazing. This is getting huge. 150K is going to be like awesome. If it goes to 200K, hats off. Amazing. That is crazy. But I think realistically, we're probably going to see 100 to 150K. 100K, safe bet. 150K, holy moly. 200 plus, then I'm going to do something silly. I'm going to throw a party. I'm going to go, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll be very happy. And what that means for the altcoin market, all your altcoins are going to go freaking insane. We're talking like, if Bitcoin can go 3x, Ethereum could probably go 3 to 5x. And then Cardano could probably do the same. And then the rest of the alts, big alts could probably do 5x, 6 to 8. And then smaller to mid cap, probably 10 to 20, God knows, maybe even further. I could probably be more bullish, but I'm trying to play it safe and set realistic expectations. And even if everything just 2x'd, I'd be so happy. But I think that we're in for a treat. I think it's going to be bigger than we think, but who knows? And some other really cool news too, just to kind of like top off the podcast in today's episode. Visa getting into crypto. They bought CryptoPunks. Over the last 60 years, Visa has built a collection of historic commerce artifacts, from early paper credit cards to zip-zap machine. Today, as we enter the era of NFT commerce, Visa welcomes CryptoPunk 7610 to our collection. Amazing. This just shows more and more adoption going across mainstream, just like more institutions getting into not just Bitcoin, but crypto as a whole. I think that's really, really exciting. This is really, really positive for the entire space. I love hearing this. I think this is big. I'm really, really excited. And last piece, I'll leave it here for today. Wolf of Wall Street, Scott Melker. I bought Bitcoin bottom at 29K. I did as well. Awesome. But I also bought the bottom that ceased to be the bottom at 10 other prices on the way down, and it worked out well so far. I bought Bitcoin, my first point, at 57K. I bought at 50K. I bought at 46K. I bought at 42, 43, 39, 37, 33, 32, basically all the way down to 29K. And as the price got lower, my buys got bigger because I didn't go all in. I spread out my buys because I was like, you know what, in case it does dip, I'll buy a little bit more there too. And I spread out my buys, and I'm glad I did that because now my DCAing worked out really, really well. And you know what, I should have gone even harder at 29K, but I didn't. But you know what, I'm happy because you know what, I still bought after 29K. I bought at 31, 33, 35, 39. Spread out your buys. Be happy with the investments that you make. It's working out so far. There's never a wrong time to buy. You want to buy on the way down. It's also okay to buy on the way up, but set proper expectations. Bitcoin may go 200K, 150K, and if you buy at 50K, you may 3x. But if you bought at 29K, 30K, 35K, you're looking at a 6 to 7x, or 5 to 7x. So buy the dip. When there's an extreme fear, that's when you want to be greedy, and that's what I did, and it's working out so far. If you guys like the episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Meteor by Marvin. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure to share it with your friends, with ice cream cones, with your dog, with your cat, with your neighbor, with the neighbor that you hate. Show them about crypto, educate yourself. That's what we're here for. We're here to bring the good word. A lot of exciting stuff. Have a good day, everyone. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow.